But so as far as optimizing health, you mentioned various things, including water and certain nutrients. Are there particular things that people can do and maybe take that can supercharge their health?
Oh yeah, I mean,
if there's just three things that they can take, what would you recommend?
Number one, B12. You've got to take a soil-based microorganism B12, a living B12. Remember, 70% of us lack that. If you could take something called glutathione, I mean, this is unbelievable. The more we look at glutathione, it becomes almost like, saintly. And so you have these wonderful little engines in every one of your cells. You have trillions and trillions of cells. And this is a really interesting story. You know this, but they may not know it, that this is a parasite, not the little squeezy bug like you think about, that somewhere along the evolutionary trail adapted itself to the human body and took over our cells. Isn't it amazing? It's called mitochondria.
Yes.
And now we found out recently, mitochondria's favorite food is glutathione. Now, yes, you can get it in food. Raw asparagus has it, avocados have it, but really, I eat all of those, plus I take it. Because it's youthifying. It actually helps you to activate immune functions, T cell, killer cell, fighter cell in the body. It is unbelievably important. And if you ask the last one, I would probably say it's zinc. Get an ionic form, the kind you would find in a plant. And there's a wonderful group out of California called Eden, ionic form of zinc. Because the one thing we do know is out of all the nutrients ever researched for decades now, zinc actually fights viruses and bacteria and reverse. Just one small example. We used to think vitamin C did that. That's off the table now. Vitamin C had very little help once you got sick from a cold or a flu. That it helps prevent it because it was the first antioxidant ever mentioned by a guy called Harman, who told us all aging and disease biologically occurs from free radical damage. And what prevents that, what shields it, is vitamin C, and then he said vitamin E. Now, we know glutathione, we know alpha lipoic acid, we know CoQ10 are supercharges. But what I will say to you is that zinc is powerful for you. When people get viruses of any type, this is one of the first things I give them. Raw garlic, I give them too. I mean, it was yesterday, excuse me. I sat with our group here in the immune system and cancer program. I actually showed a circle that I put together with all of the different diseases that raw garlic prevents. Starts with Alzheimer's disease, inflammatory diseases, all forms of cancer, diabetics. I mean, and every one of those circles I had with the disease had a minimum of 1,000 studies. The one on cancer had 3,278 studies. So this is how much data there is on these things out in the world. So those three, if you have to limit me to